Fun. So this video is going to explain one of our semester-long projects. Now, this is not going to be due till final exam week, which is way in December, but it's important to know that it's coming up so that you can kind of pace yourself throughout the course and work on it. Not that I imagine this to take up a terrible lot of time, but it will be more difficult if you wait until towards the end of the semester to do it. So what we're going to do for this final essay that is submitted with your portfolio is related to one of our course objectives, which is to analyze the work of professional people in the trade. And in this case, that is professional poets. So what we're going to do for this project is you are going to be writing an essay that discusses the work of several poets in connection to each other. You're going to choose a craft element of poetry to discuss how they are similar and different and what they're doing with that element of poetry. And you're going to kind of compare them, contrast them, highlight some key interesting parts about each of the people and why you think that what they're doing is happening that way. So this is going to involve you reading a minimum of 3 collections of poetry. Now, you may actually have not read a collection of poetry before, and if that's true, I'm really excited because they're kind of cool. They're super interesting. So let's go over what that means. A collection of poetry is a full-length collection of work by a single poet. However, a full-length collection of poetry is usually this big. So they're generally about 80 pages. Yeah, about 80 pages. And a half-length work, so you know how we have like novels and then a novella is like a tiny novel? We also have that in the poetry world, and they're called chapbooks. So I happen to have here not only my first chapbook from 2010, but also a heck of a lot of just other chapbooks. They're really small. They're intended to kind of introduce an author to publishing and to kind of showcase their work without the benefit of an entire collection. So it's really nice for beginning authors. But what we're looking at is the collections of poetry. So a collection of poetry, again, by a single poet. They do not have to be living, although those are more of the style of poetry we'll be focusing on in here. And over the course of the semester, you'll have the opportunity to kind of read those 3. Now at 80 pages, this is pretty easy to spread out. You could even like read a poem a day and just like jot down a couple of short sentences about it. And picking poetry can also be a really interesting process. You could choose to pick 3 poets that you have only read a couple poems by and you like. You could pick poets who are maybe all from the same place that you are. You could pick poets that are completely new and out of your normal style to find something interesting about them. All of these are really valuable. I think that it's extremely interesting to find poets by place and kind of do a collection based on that. That would be really interesting. Part of my independent study in grad school was actually reading any poet who was living and not white. So I just read a whole bunch of poets from like the Middle East and from Africa, and it was a really cool experience to kind of find out different styles. And a couple of my favorite poets today are actually from Nigeria. So I found this like really cool part of the world that I like the poetry from. So that'll be roughly what we're doing. Now, as far as finding poetry collections, you can find these pretty much anywhere. I promise that there are free collections of poetry available on the internet. A lot of people will self-publish their work or put it out there just to kind of be read because they're less interested in the money that you might get from the publishing world and more interested in just having a community of readers. So you'll find those available. You can also use our college library and check out either ebooks, or I'm pretty sure that we can check out physical books. I'm not sure how that's working right now during quarantine, since I know our library is closed on campus. Maybe they mail them? I don't know. But that's an option. So talk to a librarian if you're interested in that route. But your local library is also going to have poetry collections too. And if you are really kind of running up against a wall and price is an issue, please just contact me. I have a whole lot of poetry here. I can either find something that is available for you or help you pick something if you're looking for something and you don't quite know what you want to read. So I'm also going to include one more small video at the bottom of this page that kind of highlights a couple of books that I would recommend if you're looking for something new. So anyway, that's kind of what we're doing for the whole semester, is giving you an opportunity to read the work of other people and see their work as a whole and what they want to produce to kind of go along with their brand. So hope this is fun and interesting. And again, if you have any questions, by all means, reach out to me. I have so many books in this room that I'd be happy to share some of them with you. So I will let you guys go, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.